Now, a Dutch volleyball player who raped a 12-year-old British girl is set to represent the country at the Paris Olympics. Steven van der Velde was jailed in 2016, but despite the outcry, the Dutch Olympics Committee has defended his selection. Well, I'm joined now by sports broadcaster Chris Skudder to find out more. Chris, this seems like an astonishing story. Here's an individual who raped a 12-year-old British girl when he was 19. How on earth should he be allowed to compete at the Olympics with a criminal record like that?
Yeah, shocking case. Major morality issues here, Martin. I guess it's where you stand on should an offender be allowed to a second chance after being found guilty and being punished. Is there room for reintegration and rehabilitation? Now, the Dutch Olympic Committee, and it's down to them, nothing to do with the IOC. You'd think the Olympic umbrella would come and make a decision on this, but they've allowed the individual association, that's what they always do, to make their own decision. The Dutch clearly think there's no case to answer in so much as they think he has now done what he has to do. I'll give you a couple of quotes. He's met all the qualification criteria, whatever that means, following an intensive, professionally supervised trajectory. I'll just take you back 10 years. Do you remember the footballer Ched Evans, who was accused of rape and eventually acquitted completely? When he was looking to come back after he came out of prison, before he was found not guilty, the Football League said they took the same stance as the Dutch Olympic Committee. They said, you know, we are not going to intervene here. They recognise the gravity of what he's done, but they value reintegration and rehabilitation, and they allowed clubs to, you know, employ him if they wanted. But as you remember, there was a massive outcry and a lot of people got very upset at the prospect of him coming back into football. But of course, he had the last word because he was found not guilty completely.
Now, this individual was sentenced to 4 years in prison, only served 12 months of that. At the time, the judge sentencing him said, your hopes of representing your country now lie as a shattered dream. That hasn't happened. He will represent the country. The next point is this, Chris. Every Olympian has to sign a document. It's called the Athlete's Rights and Responsibilities Declaration. And point 7 demands that they act as a role model. How can a convicted rapist be a role model?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you look at the Olympic ideal, which has been around since 1894. I won't give you it in Latin, but it's basically faster, higher, stronger. A couple of years ago, it was updated to be modernized to include the words together. Faster, higher, stronger, together. That, to me, has morality in it, educational issues as well. And you'd have to say, yeah, that, you know, that doesn't really fit the Olympic ideal, does it? It was created 19th century by a guy who was a misogynist, Pierre de Coubertin. He didn't want women in the Olympics to start with, but it has been modernized now. So, and when you consider that, you know, the IOC have banned Russia from the upcoming Olympic Games, apart from the Ukraine war, of course, their drug problems of the past. But what they're doing, they're allowing some Russians to take part if they can vet them and allow them to compete individually. So where's the difference there? They're allowing some Russians to come in.
Okay, Chris, I'm afraid we've simply run out of time. We have to leave it there.